like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it when you do that. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. I'll be doing videos, not all day, but knowing about at least about two or three more. Cause I have to like catch up. I know it's been a couple of weeks since my last one. But this one is something that happened a couple of weeks ago. It made the news. Y'all know this is election season, and the Republican Party is trying to do some level of outreach, trying to appeal to black voters, right? Because the Democratic Party is pretty much on is on its last leg, and the other one's broken, and it's broken. And the Democratic Party, as well as yeah, they understand that there are people who've left the party, particularly black men. Black men will continue to leave in numbers. 2012, black men left the Democratic Party and voted otherwise at I think between 8 and 12%. And then in 2012, but then in 2016, black men. No, I'm sorry, yeah, 2016. No, it was 2016. Black men voted between 10 and 12% for someone else, or for Trump or other parties, right? And then in 2020, black men got up to like 17%. And there was some black women as well with that number. So they always focusing on black men, but I guess with a larger number that's running off the Democratic plantation. Got up to like 17, 18%. And so in the last 4 years, man, I think it's up to like 25% of saying I'm not going to cast my vote for no damn Democrat in this 2024 election. And so I guess the smart political move to make is for the Republicans to like, let's go and try to scoop some of those votes up in some of these swing states. And let's try to make an appeal to black people. And, even with all his charges, even all his accusations and being found guilty, Trump is still killing these folks. It reminds me of 2016, but this is even, man, heavier than it was in 2016. That man was filling up stadiums in 2016. And in 2020, filling up stadiums, even in the height of COVID, he was filling up stadiums. But they had to steal that because they had an agenda. They had to push all this queer, trans, and non-binary foolishness, all of this, and they had to they couldn't let him, they pretty much had to destroy the country. So that's where we are. Can't hardly lease a home, can't hardly buy one. Jobs on pay shit, but the food prices, gas prices, everything is up, but pay is stagnated or down. So, and among other things, foolishness. So anyway, Republican Party, and by the way, the Republican Party really doesn't need the black vote. Because one thing, America is like 68 to 71% white. And most of white America is conservative. So they really don't need, but to get at least, to get up to 40 or 50% of the black vote, that would be a cherry on top. And so, instead of just, so what they decided to do was send out their black surrogates, these black conservative Negro males. Because these same Negro males are trying to compete along with Venice Ramaswamy, the Indian guy who talks crazy to black folks. You got these Negro conservative males like Tim Scott and Byron Donald. That's what this video is about, Byron Donald. Trying to get out and talk to black folks, but they can't do it. They're too Oreo. Tim Scott is out of there. Tim Scott is retarded. He's so Oreo, he can't help himself. He trying to hurry up and get him a white. Let me tell you something. Tim Scott is pulling a Cory Booker. Tim Scott, because they started checking him out, said, wow, Tim Scott never married, never had any kids. And they know that America, for the most part, is conservative when it comes to who they elect. And if you're going to try to run for president or governor or something like that, they don't mind you being a single mayor, but like governor and president of the United States, they want to see the symbolism of or the representation of a family of mother, father, husband, wife, and children. That's what they want to see. So Tim Scott is trying to pull a Cory Booker. Cory Booker, you know what he did? The mulatto, light-skinned, I guess, congressman or senator out of Baltimore or somewhere. He went and dug up, I'm sorry, when he recruited, black, I don't know what he did, but he went and found a Dominican actress who pretend to be, I would say pretend allegedly, to be his fiance at the last minute when he was trying to run for president. And so he it's just so crazy. And cause they were having questions about him too. So he went and found this old school actress, Dominican actress, who while on the campaign trail came out, let everybody know that she was bisexual. Goddamn. And so Tim Scott is trying to do the same thing. He done found him a white woman, not just any white woman, a baby mama. He's proposed to this baby mama, white woman, baby mama. I'm telling you can't make this shit up. Tim Scott's one is the buck-tooth beaver Negro conservative. America's not a racist country. Move on, Tim Scott. Then you got this extremely Oreo, arrogant, retarded, lowbrow, chubby cheeks little bastard out of South Florida or Northern Florida by the name of Byron Donald. He's on all the shows trying to talk about black stuff. Byron Donald, there's nothing black at Byron Donald's house except for him. He represents a white Republican district. No, there's no crime against that, but you know you have to be a certain way in order for white folks to just really, truly trust you. Got a white wife, and of course some non-black kids, but you want to talk to black people about some fucking Jim Crow. Now let me tell y'all this. I didn't go by the Democratic or the white or black liberal interpretation of what he said. I saw the whole speech, right? Because whenever these political parties start accusing people of stuff, I don't listen to them. I have eyes and I have a brain, I have ears. I go and find and get the whole entire transcript of what these people say, what they're saying, or what they're being accused of saying, right? And they were saying, hey, Donald, Byron Donald said that black people are better off under the Jim Crow era. And I'm here to tell you, even though I don't like that stupid bastard, and he has no right to talk about anything black because he does not know how to tell the truth and the real history in the way of people who understand legalized segregation or Jim Crow. I'm going to share something with y'all in a second. I'm going to show y'all the difference. Hold on. What the point he was trying to get across was black families were together more under Joe. He left out a whole lot of stuff. But I know what he was talking about. I knew what he was trying to say because a lot of our scholars have talked about that. A lot of our scholars who are legitimate, and Byron Donald does not speak for black folks. Byron Donald don't even hang out with black people. So it's very puzzling when the Republican Party sent him out to do a tour of black areas to try to talk to black men and black people. We don't respect no goddamn Byron Donald. He's a sorry pipsqueak Steve Urkel, sorry motherfucker. And no offense to Jaleel White. I think he's a very fine gentleman. He's a cool dude. I like Jaleel White. I'm just talking about the lameness of Byron Donald and Tim Scott. These so-called black Republicans. I don't like these dudes. I don't. Because they're lames. And then you want to try to muster up, get in on, black men. Yeah, we're doing what we're doing. We don't need you to tell us, hey, man, come on over here to the Republican Party. We don't need you. We know what the fuck we're doing. We know where we want to go. We don't need to be recruited. Tim Scott, Byron Donald, dumbass. And so when he said Jim Crow, it was very easy for those lying-ass, disingenuous black liberal Democrats and those white Jewish liberal Democrats to say, oh, he mentioned Jim Crow. We all know what Jim Crow was. It was an awful period in America. Still, legalized segregation. See, if Byron Donald actually hung around black people, he graduated from Florida State, got his white wife, live in a white suburb, like a lot of black Democrats do, and they got white wives, live in all white suburbs too. But the difference is they're Democrats, same old out of touch with black folks' behavior. Donald brought up Jim Crow. Now, let me tell you how it would not have been so rough had he said this. If he had said, even under the threat of attack every day, even under direct crises every day in this country, black people still managed to be together and to have a family that understood that we were all we had and it was us against them. If he had said it like that, it probably would have made more sense. But see, he doesn't identify with that because he jumped the fence a long time ago with most black conservatives and black liberal Republicans. They get their white wives moving and have their non-black children send their children to all white school institutes, private institutes, and white colleges. But then you want to come to talk to black folks about black history. And so he left himself wide open when even though the questions they weren't relevant to what he was saying, but they still put it out there. How you gonna talk about Jim Crow and like even ugly blonde hair Joy Reid said, and Al Sharpton put it out there first. Al Sharpton said, so do you think you could have married your wife during Jim Crow, during no time? And Dom Donald sit there looking stupid. You're not the one to mention that. Because there's nothing black about you at the house except for you, Byron Donald. So it's funny when these people, when they go home, ain't nothing black at their house but them. To talk about what's going on with black folks and want to bring up black history, and everything you did is complete antithesis of that so-called experience. See, a lot of black people, they've chosen many ways in which they survive under white supremacy. And one of the ones that even started back in the day was, maybe if I marry white, maybe I have non-black children, because this is plantation behavior. The women who are automatically being raped by the overseers and the plantation owners, they said, well, at least my child can make it through this here world. I know my black skin is not gonna make it through this here world. And black folks still think like that today. They get with non-black men and non-black women that have these non-black children that's light skinned or look closest to white, they can get them. In their minds that, well, maybe they'll get to go further than I could because my African face, my African features, my dark melanated skin won't get me through as many gates or doors under white supremacy. It'll get me noticed right out the gate. But maybe my mixed child can jump through some hoops and carry on. Got it? Serena Williams, Eve, and others, Janet Jackson. Oh yeah, they do it every day. So I'm not gonna hold Dumb Donald hostage because he married a white woman and got mixed kids. Tons of blacks do it, but I'm gonna hold him responsible for not being at least aware enough or self-aware enough to know that you don't qualify to talk about anything that happened to black folks. You made your choice, Dumb Donald. And I want to say to Donald Trump, in his search for a VP, don't pick none of these conservative black men. It's gonna turn us off. Those you think that might be black men who want to vote for you, do not, and I repeat, Donald Trump, somebody get this video to him. Do not pick Vivek Ramaswamy, because he's a smart-mouth, boot-licking snake from India, a self-hating Indian. Don't pick Nikki or Esmeralda Laramba, well, the fuck her name is, her real name. Don't pick her. She's a snake. If you're trying to appeal to black male voters, you know who you should pick? That Tulsi Gabbard. That's the one that wore Kamala Harris's ass out in the vice president debate 4 years ago. To her, go look up the debates in the vice president debates. Tulsi Gabbard dropped an anvil on her head. What's her name? Tulsi Gabbard? Yeah. She owns some other shit, but nobody's perfect. But I would say if you're gonna pick somebody, Donald Trump, pick Tulsi Gabbard. But you know, or pick someone that don't pick another Spence. You know, pick another woman. If you're gonna pick a man, you know, I didn't have a problem with what's my man name? He was Secretary of HUD. Dr. God damn, Ben Carson. I don't have a problem with Ben Carson, but a lot of people be turned off all because he worked for Trump. But he got a black wife. Cool. The truth. Yeah, get you. Don't pick none of these little evil, racist ass white women. And certainly better not be no Marjorie Taylor Greene. All whatever votes you thought you got was black go in. But whatever you do, don't pick them Negro males. Put them there because see, as men, we see how men carry themselves. They are disappointment. They're sniveling punks. We're not impressed with them. We're embarrassed by them, not because they're Republicans, because they're little bitches. So we don't mind your political affiliation, but we don't do Oreos. Got it? And those two men, Tim Scott is a complete Oreo, buck-tooth, sorry, bootlicking bastard. Donald, dumbass, Donald Duck, Byron, Donald, whatever the fuck his name is. He's a complete, out of touch, unaware Oreo Negro male. And I want to tell y'all don't have to send no black Negro conservative to come talk to black men. You can send a white Republican out to talk to us, but talk to us about the money. Where the entrepreneurial grants. Talk to us about anti-black hate policy. Talk to us the way y'all talk to Jews, Asians, homosexuals, immigrants, Hispanics. Talk to us like that. And you'll get more black folks, even more black women. No, black women like, liberal black women like handouts. They like hands up. They like that shit. Because we know nobody gives men of any race anything. Especially black men. Don't nobody give black men shit. So I want to tell y'all, if I can get this video, maybe I make a separate video. Maybe I start tweeting the Republican Party. Don't send these black conservatives out to talk to black men. We don't want to talk to you. It's these black conservatives with these white wives and live in these white neighborhoods and don't know nothing black. No, we're not talking to y'all. Because all you're going to do is say some dumb shit like Byron Donald. You don't know what you're talking about. Reading our script. You can't appeal to us like that. And by the way, don't come to us talk about no goddamn history. We know the history. Where is the money? Like the movie Tobey Maguire. Got the phone to my ear. Show me the money! That's what black men want to hear. Economics and policy. You understand? All right. So we don't want to hear no Vivek. We don't hear no goddamn Tim Scott. No dumb Donald Byron. We won't talk to him. You can send a white guy. You can send a white woman who's not a Marjorie Taylor Greene or Marsha Blackburn bitch. Send one who say, look, talk to us about business. You hear me? Talk to us about business and policy. Hey, you might can work something out. All right, be cool. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Rico, the opinionist. I'll talk to y'all later. Be cool.